Very 12, though.
300 kilos.
Definitely be able to do 300.
Taking the piss.
Really good. 8. That was 14.
Huh?
Yeah, that'll do.
Beautiful. Do I wanna... I don't know why I pretend I'm gonna have half, when clearly I'm just gonna have the whole thing, so... I'm gonna scoopy all the seeds out. I'm gonna waft this down, well, both halves. Also, I wanted to say, drinking a lot of coconut water recently, because, don't know why, I've always said this, but I used to hate it. And then I went through that stage of loving that pink one that was really expensive. So I feel like I'm being a lot more ethically responsible now by buying this one that's in a carton. At this point in the vlog, you would have already seen me working out, because that was like this morning. I always have it sometimes before, but always after. And that is literally because coconut water is a nature's Gatorade, sports drink. It just is. It has all the electrolytes in it. Not so high in sodium, so if you are using it as like an electrolyte drink replacement, you might want to add a pinch of salt. But in terms of like other electrolytes and potassium, it's just so incredible for muscle recovery. If you're someone that cramps, it's just the best. So yeah, I've been drinking a lot of coconut water. People always ask me, because they know I'm big on fruit in the summer, like big on fruit in the summer, and they're always like, yeah, but in the winter, it doesn't change in the winter, guys. I mean, it does change, as in I wouldn't eat as much fruit, but I have to start with fruit. Like, I have to, or I just can't. I don't know what the word is, but I just feel like I would self-combust, so cheers. Just wanted to say as well, whatever is in the... Ooh, are we focused? We are. Whatever is in the title of the vlog, that means that I'm going to be talking about it at some point in the vlog, and it's all like important things. Because I didn't really know, I say I didn't as if I've already posted this. Although, have I already posted this? Is time linear? Do you see what I mean? Usually, hold on. I have melon on my face. Usually I don't get nervous or care or give any kind of fucks. I mean, I still don't give any kind of fucks, like in general, which I have to say is probably, despite all of the, I don't know what to call it, like adversity, criticism, the way that people constantly misunderstand me, both through the screen and in real life. I mean, don't get me wrong, like 95% of you are, you know, like so supportive, and I know that you get me, and that's why you watch me. No, I wouldn't even call it trauma, but it's just a big common thing for me in real life, and is that I'm very misunderstood by a lot of people. And I think one of my biggest strengths, even though, like trust me, this is not a, oh, I'm Miles, I'm the best, sorry, I am Miles and I am the best, but see, this is a thing as well. I always, whenever I big myself up, I have to do it in a joking way, because I otherwise feel like it could come across as big-headed, and I know a lot of people already see me like that, which is a real misconception. It's such a part of me that I bring out sometimes, because I am a very confident person, but I also know that I have so many flaws. Like, I could write a book longer than the dictionary on my flaws. That's how many bad qualities I could list about myself. But I have to say, my first and foremost thing that has got me through everything in life, whether it was being a tennis star at a young age, other things I've done, obviously this on YouTube, and then, you know, the experience I had earlier this year with and last year with addiction and rehab, and just being able to own it all, is the fact that I genuinely don't give many fucks. Like, I know I'm that confident within myself that I can just speak my truth, and how it's received by other people is a reflection of them, not me. And I'm very grateful for this strength that I have. However, when it comes to what I'm about to talk about, I am nervous. But I'm going to make a quick protein shake, and then we're going to talk, because I need to rush. Like, I need to make a protein shake, I need to chug, I need to talk, I need to rush, and then we shall resume. Resume? You know what I mean. Did you get caught in the rain, babe?
Yeah.
Did you get pissed on? This is how we do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Best song of all time, but anyway. This is how we do it on the reg, because I know you always see me making my like smoothies with about 400 different ingredients in them. And to be honest, I do enjoy them like more than anything. And I always usually have one at night time. Which, to be honest, I never show you, because I've always turned the camera off by that point, and I just don't show you. But when I'm in a rush, and I've had refreshing stuff, I've had coconut water, I've had fruit, and I want a hit of protein, then I just do it this way, which is literally the laziest way in the whole world. And it's just plant milk and protein powder. And for that we need plant milk. Fuck, hold on. Plant milk of choice today is indeed cashew milk. Today I'm using the Madagascan Vanilla Perform Protein from Vivo Life, which I'll link down below. Just remember that this vanilla has turmeric in it, so yeah, just if you're wearing white, like, just be aware. Cheers. So since I came out of rehab like a long time ago, I guess I've been sharing with you like a very positive version of like what's been going on behind the camera, like my, what you want to call recovery. And that's because there is so much positive stuff happening, right? I have made so many huge steps. It's all positive, it's all good, but there have been a lot of challenges along the way. In terms of what I've been experiencing mentally, in terms of what I've been experiencing physically, and it's all for the better good, it's all for the bigger picture, it's all for where I'm moving towards. As many of you have already diagnosed me through so many videos in the last 2 years, and I kind of knew it, but I was in denial, but it is like known that I do have severe ADHD, is what one would call the symptoms, right? I don't want to put myself in a box, I don't want to encapsulate myself, I don't want to put myself in a bracket and be like, oh, this is the illness, the whatever you want to call it, therefore it's just a matter of taking medication and then that's that. Like, that's not how I approach things anymore. It would have been in the past. I have a much deeper understanding of where that can lead to now. It just got to the point where my mind was so fragmented. It was in, I want to say 1,000 different places at one time, completely unable to stay in a conversation for more than 30 seconds. Doesn't matter who it was with. Even if it was with Jill, and you know, she's someone that well, not personally, I feel like everyone that knows her finds her so interesting, but I could and want to talk to her all day. Like, I could have a 10-hour conversation with her every day and still just be so intrigued and interested and enjoy it so much. But it got to the point where my mind was so fragmented that I couldn't even stay in a conversation for like probably 10 or 20 seconds before my mind would dart off. And it's absolutely not a conscious decision. And it's just because there was so much noise in my brain, and so many different thoughts at once, and the rush got so fast that I couldn't even keep up with anything I was doing. I would constantly forget things. I could literally go to my front door and show you now, but I have a pile of parking tickets. Like, I don't even want to tell you how many parking tickets, because it's like, I would just forget that the car was parked there and then go into town, and then a few hours later be like, oh shit, that I paid for 1 hour, not realizing that like 5 hours had passed and I was just getting distracted by different things and different people, and it just got so messy. You know, a lot of people have different opinions on this, and that's fine, and their own experiences with this, but I personally believe that, you know, most illnesses, and especially most mental illnesses, which I guess ADHD is classed as, it comes from trauma. Like the mind has fragmented for some reason, right? And of course I am doing a lot of work to work through that. But I have to admit, it just got to a point where it was just unbearable and it actually got dangerous. And I was resisting medication the whole time. And I still am resisting going on proper ADHD medication like Concerta, I think in America you call it Vyvanse, Ritalin, all of that kind of shit. Because it's a fact, it's not my opinion. You can even look it up on any medical website. It is classed as a highly, highly controlled and addictive substance. And you know, it's an amphetamine that raises your dopamine in a certain way to help you focus. If you gave that to a normal person, they would feel so energetic, they would go crazy. But obviously with a person with ADHD, if you give them something like coffee or a stimulant, it absolutely slows them down and helps them to lock into one thing. And so I'm not willing to take something that addictive. If you're not doing the groundwork underneath to try and, you know, regulate your nervous system, bring your thoughts and your focus intact, and, you know, I don't believe medication is the answer long term. But I did start taking it, and I'm not even going to give the name of the drug away because I don't want this to encourage other people to do the same thing that I'm doing. I have so far refused to go on the ones that are very addictive, and I took a much milder stimulant just to see the effect it would have. And it's something that is used off-label for ADHD. It has been a life-changing experience from the first moment I took it. And me, with someone that's been, you know, I've suffered with high adrenaline my whole life. I even had a disease of high adrenaline where they had to take one of my adrenal glands out. So to put a stimulant in my body on top of that doesn't make sense whatsoever. But when you understand ADHD and the way that the mind works when it's that fragmented, it does make sense. Sorry, camera just died as per usual. I have a lot of friends that abuse this particular drug for the purpose of staying awake all night and partying, or in a similar way that people abuse Ritalin to study all day. For my friends that are like at university and stuff, or some people use it as a pre-workout because it will give them such like a stimulated buzz that they can go and have like the best workout of their life. When I took my first dose, which was a very low dose, I feel like I'm gonna cry. It was something that I've never experienced in my life. I don't know how to explain it, but within, I wanna say an hour and a half maximum, it was almost like, the only way I can describe it was like, there's no other way of describing it. If you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. It was the first time in my life that I have ever felt that I was in my body. I could hear my breath. I could hear the birds outside. I was so much more aware of my surroundings. Without that constant rush in my head, without that constant spinning of 100 thoughts, I was just present. And that's not to say that I'm gonna rely on this stimulant, this medication for, I don't know. All I'm saying is it's a trial period. And so far it's been extremely beneficial. It was actually quite funny because it had such the opposite effect on me that it would on a normal person. Again, just like if I have a double espresso, I fall asleep. That was one thing I did in Greece that I meant to tell you. I had such bad panic attacks every day and such bad anxiety every afternoon. And my one way of coping with that, as you would have seen in my vlogs, was I was actually drinking a lot of coffee. Not a lot, but like maybe 2 a day, 3 a day. And so in the afternoons when I was having panic attacks, and this wouldn't make sense to a normal person at all, I would go and get a really strong coffee and it would calm me down immediately. Like it would actually make me quite sleepy, quite drowsy. Yeah, it was funny because the first couple of days when I took it, I literally fell asleep also in the gym. Like I went to the gym and I don't even know, was I doing deadlifts? I don't know what I was doing. I think I was like on the lat pull down machine, and like in between sets, I kind of just put my head down and actually kind of just dozed off. Like after taking a stimulant. Like that's how much it calmed me down. But the thing is, my body's adjusted to it now, and what it does to me now is I feel it helps me to just lock into one thing. It was always interesting to me of why I could never understand instructions, why I could never follow directions, why there were just certain things, as someone that is a very intelligent person, and I'm absolutely gonna own that because I am. I'm very stupid in certain areas, very immature, and don't understand a lot of things in life, but I know I'm a very intelligent person, but it never made sense to people why I literally could not understand direction, why I couldn't understand instructions, why I couldn't follow certain like links. In this moment, I just feel blessed that I'm aware of my surroundings. Like we went for a walk in the forest the other day and I could hear the birds, I could hear the leaves, I could hear the wind, and I was just more connected with nature than ever. So it's so unlike anything that I've personally abused in the past, which made me not feel. And we were even sitting here the other day and I said to Jill, like, do the birds always make noise at this time of day? Because I've never heard them before. And she was like, yeah. Like, that's how much the noise in my head was just blocking out everything else. So also just wanted to say while we're here that golden kiwis drizzled with tahini, guys, steaming up lots of greens. Got some tender stem broccoli, some asparagus, which I actually hate. I think it's the one vegetable I don't fuck with because it's something about the stringy texture. I don't know. Trying to make myself love it. And some bok choy. Pak choy? Bok choy? Which one is it? Just snacking on these tutti fruity grapes while I edit. And oh my gosh, they are sweet. Like sweet, sweet, sweet. And yes, like I said on Instagram, don't get your knickers in a twist. I do wash my grapes before I eat them. But guys, let's face it, even if I didn't, I've ingested much worse things in my time, so. In here I have got this scrambled tofu. I haven't had scrambled tofu in ages, and I always intend to make it and have tofu in the fridge. I fried it in some lemon infused olive oil because it's the only one I had right now, with some garlic, onion, bell peppers, paprika, turmeric, salt and pepper. Have the steamed greens, sun-dried tomatoes, as always. I'll probably have them for dinner too, like I literally have them with every single meal now. Some tahini, yes, more is coming. Big dollop of hummus and some of this red pickled, I was about to say cabbage, because that is what I would usually say, but it's a red onion. Do you know what? I haven't had bok choy in absolutely, like years, like actually years. But is it bok choy or is it pak choy? I need to know. This is some beautiful thick cacao that Jill makes. She's an absolute master of making cacao. It's very, very thick, as you can see. Just 100% cacao, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Ceremonial cacao.
Ceremonial cacao. It's like the most random plate of food ever. Butternut squash, white potatoes, carrots. These are some crumpets, which I smother hummus on them, and then I air fry them with sun-dried tomatoes on top, and they are absolutely, can you see? Can you see the crispiness? More hummus, tons of raw onion, large avocado.
Did you mention the nooch?
Nooch! Oh yeah, I put nooch on top as well. Nooch on top of the crumpets, and this is about to get smothered. Smothered in the gold. But you already knew. Like a toast give you a thumbnail. I genuinely think crumpets are, again, I don't even know, crumpets, they're not a thing in Germany, right?
Not like that,
But
we have those toasties.
I also don't think they are in the States. I could be wrong. But trust me, an air fried, because like crumpets, yeah, they're good, but an air fried crumpet, fuck me guys, you need to try it.